Hello, hello. Hi, Mixie. You are all the way on top of things. Why is my chat doubled? Okay, 1 second. Hi, Mixie. How are you doing? I get this so there's background music while I fix the chat. You are first right now. Why is there? Okay, last time there were too many chats. Okay, let's see. Mixie, you're here. Would you put something else in chat and see if I fix the chat? Last time there was no chat, and this time there's double chat. Of course, it would work out. uh, all right. Well, either way, been a tough week. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully it'll get a little bit easier, but I don't know. Definitely. So I'm kind of drunk. Oh, that's all right. I'm sorry you had a tough week. Hopefully it just is all up, right? I can only go. If it's got been so bad, hopefully it can only go up. There we go. And I guess hopefully this could be at least a little bit of levity between all of the nonsense that life likes to throw at us. Oh, me hope, absolutely. No problem. I'm sure it'll be great. You'll figure it out. Oh, alright. What were we doing? If I remember correctly, yeah. Got our whole team here. We were getting ready to... Right, that's right. We were getting ready to go on to Slateport. I did make the title. I should remember this. We were getting ready to go right on to Slateport. So yeah. I think there's not much to do before we get over there. I'm gonna hang out for just a minute, but let's see. I'll bring the calculator up. Oh, wait, no. There's the one thing I've got to do. We've got the timer. There we go. It's it's working. Professional streamer, kind of. Getting there, hopefully. I think we're only one follower away from affiliate at this point, so we just need... If anybody is in chat and is not following, please follow. I usually never say it because it feels weird because I'm not a professional streamer or whatever. But I'm literally one follower away from affiliate, which would be kind of cool. I know, right? I was looking at it the other day, like what the requirements were, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure if I get just one more, I think I'm meeting all the other requirements. I think I've got to stream for more days in a row. But other than that, I'm hitting all of the things. Alright, let's bring up the calculator. Is it gonna... There we go. Alright. First couple of fights here are turbo easy, luckily. We've got... all of these get turbo destroyed by basically everything on our team. I think if we just end up bringing, like, any decent combination of things, we win. But it doesn't really matter. Let's see. I think Ponita... Oh my gosh, Ponita. Oh, Haru is destroying the Smoochum and outspeeding. That's 200% damage on average. It's good when you're doing 200% damage. That's a good percentage right there. All right, we've got Flame Wheel does 200% to Smoochum. Neither Elekid or Magby outspeed or deal more damage than they take. So it should be not random which comes out. They should come out in turn order then. So I think Elekid should come out after Smoochum. And I think that Elekid dies pretty easily to Groddle. Because Groddle's got Shell Armor, so we can't be crit. And then we can just Razor Leaf Absorb, and even... We should take a Shockwave going into the Ponyta. And then the Shockwave should do 13%, and then 33, and then 33. Even if it's assuming 34, that's 68 plus 13, what is that? 81? It should do 81 damage, and 81 damage while scary. Wait. No, that's 33%. 81% of our health. At maximum. And at that point, we've killed. So we switch Razor Leaf Absorb, or even just Razor Leaf, depending on the damage roll. So then Grottle completely destroys Elekid, and then Megby, I don't think can do much damage to anything, so we just bring in one of our water types. And yeah, like Horsey is going to destroy, Skrelp would destroy. So yeah, we just fill our team up. I think basically the team we've got right now is good. What do we have to change? Who's on it? Who do we actually bring? Spheosaur. I don't think Spheosaur is helpful here. Yeah, because there's a bunch of fighting type moves on all these. So we drop Spheosaur and Anya, and we grab Skrelp. I think. Alright, who do we grab? There's no reason to grab you. I think we grab Skrelp. And I guess we've got the electric type here. Mixie, you're coming along for an electric type immunity. I don't think that... well, if you're level 17, are you better against the Elekid? Oh wait, you're not ground type yet. Alright. In that case, you're coming as sacrifice fodder, but I'm not going to let you die. There's no reason to. Mixie, I believe you will be great. Alright. Hi, Spheosaur! How are you doing? I don't think there's any reason to leave Mixie. Mixie the Bunnelby unleveled for this fight. Good, how am I doing? I'm doing well. Busy. All of a sudden, I planned to be less busy, and then that didn't work out. But this week I should be pretty... towards the end of the week, I'll have some free time. So I'll probably be able to stream now, maybe tomorrow. And then probably, like, sometime this weekend. That's the plan. But other than that, I've been good. Went home over the weekend. Had a good time. Absolutely. I want to get back to Roxanne as fast as possible. As fast as is reasonable. But I think we can do it. I think our team is very good right now. And... ooh, Mudshot. Yeah, we want Mudshot. Reduce foe's accuracy. Mudslap is a really great get out of jail free. Because reducing accuracy a couple times in a row, I don't like having to rely on that, but it could be decent. Leer tends not to be very good. Lowering defense is usually just worse if it's only by one stage than just hitting it. So I don't like Leer that much. I think the opposite, Growl, is better than Leer. And I think having the ability to get out of an accuracy situation is better. Alright. And now we save real quick, and then we are on... I think you missed our planning. But our very first fight against the first Tuber Kid should be very easy here. All of these die very easily to many of our Pokemon. The only problem is the Elekid, but Grottle takes care of it. Everybody else. If I remember correctly... which one is the one where there's two of them that you can fight? It's these two, Tuber Ricky and Tuber Haley. You just gotta be careful not to turn this into a double battle. But the first couple should be fine. Yeah. The very first one, Tuber Chandler, is very easy. I say hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna save again just because I don't remember if I did, and then we'll go do that first fight. Alright, come on. Save the game, perfect, let's go. Alright. off to Slateport. We're not gonna have a Slateport disaster this time. I don't want to have to title another YouTube video that. I believe it'll be great. Alright, go on about your just tell me whenever you want to set sail again. Alright. If I remember correctly, the kid is like, okay, let's get our Pokemon situated. First out should be Haru. Careful, the game is listening. I know it's listening. Right away, the kid is there. All of the children on this beach are hidden behind the umbrellas because the game maker was evil. Okay. There we go. There's the soft sand. I don't think we have a reason to give that to anybody. Does that actually change our role? Against Elekid? It does actually a little bit. It makes Sandtomb better than Razor Leaf against Elekid, so we will actually put that right on to Grottle. Right, which way? Nope, I've gone the wrong way. Alright, soft sand. Gaia, you're getting that. Alright. We should have the correct Pokemon out. Let's do this. Alright, you see? The children are in the umbrellas. It's terrifying. It'll be great, though. Tuber Chandler sent out Smoochum. Perfect, perfect. Haru. Okay, so our thing was Flame Wheel, and Flame Wheel does 200% damage to this Smoochum. Which I think is the most overkill that we've done yet in this run. It's turbo dead. Because neither of the other Pokemon outspeed or deal more damage, the Elekid comes out because it's next gen turn order. Perfect. I remember how this works. It's going to try to use its electric type move, Shockwave, and we switch in Gaia to it. I guess for safety, we could have taken one of the paralysis berries just in case. We haven't gotten lucky against paralysis, but we aren't punished, so yay. Now Ice Punch. It's going to do a fair bit of damage, but even crits won't kill. Alright. There we go. Sandtomb damage. Perfect. And then we just stick in here because we can't be crit, and we do an absorb because why not? Ask a friend to help. You're now at 25. Yes! I appreciate. I think now the only thing that is in between me and affiliate is what's it called? You have to have like an average streamer viewers of like 3 over like a couple of streams, except we're definitely at that if I just stream for like the next 3 days. So this week, thank you a whole bunch, Mixie, for that. I appreciate it a ton because that means this week theoretically we should be able to reach affiliate. I'm super. That's cool. I like that. I think that's the requirement, unless I've wildly misunderstood the requirements. I think you do have to do 50 at some point. Like that's like the next step up. And there's a bunch more you have to do at 50. That is like the next step up. But I think that affiliate is 25. But then you've got to have like average stream viewers. I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure that 25 was the number when I was looking at it. Alright. Horsey should come in, take the Incinerate just fine. There we go. And even a crit shouldn't kill, we just Bubble Beam. Actually, no. No, I'll get there eventually. It'll be great. Alright, we've got the Magby and one-shot sweet. That was a roll. I think the minimum roll there didn't kill, so we'd have to have switched out to Skrelp, but easy. Easy first one. And now we immediately walk out of this beach. Because this beach, if you walk around in this beach, there'll just be children running out at you from the bushes. And we leave. Okay, we're going to do this as cowardly as possible. Alright, while we're sailing back, let's pull out the calculator for the next fight. We've got Tuber Lola, and then we've got the Sailor. Alright, so Tuber Lola, we've got Fletchender, which is pretty good, into Herdier. Both of them good. What is the Herdier? Herdier's got Intimidate. That's the scary thing, and then Flame Body on the Fletchender. Alright, let's heal our Pokemon up. Help him playing Fortnite. You've got this. I believe you'll get the... What is it called when you win? It's been so long since I've played Fortnite. Victory. Victory Royale. You can do it. I believe. Encouraging words. Alright. What does this fight look like? None of our Pokemon, I don't think, are doing great. What do we got? Level 17. I don't think that's gonna change anything. No. Alright, we don't really have any electric types yet. Water types should be doing good here. Why aren't they? They're just barely missing the Fletchender. Alright. But they're not doing much, so what is that? Aerial Ace, 36, 36, that's 70. Plus an extra... We'd have to be double crit. Yeah, double crit Aerial Ace kills Horsey, but that shouldn't happen. And I think it's gonna... Let's see, it outspeeds, so it shouldn't matter. I think just Bubble Beam, Bubble Beam? Does Skrelp take it better? Not really, and it doesn't guarantee a 2-shot, so... Horsey, how about Spheal? Aerial Ace... also doesn't take it better. Alright. Horsey should be fine to start this off. Shouldn't die, right? If we're crit right away, well, it might switch out to Skrelp to finish it off. But that's fine. What about this Herdier? Is there anything weird that we have to do to kill it? Headbutt doing 55 I don't like, even if we 2-shot it with Rock Smash. No. We're outspeeding. What is outspeeding? Staravia's outspeeding, but it's getting 2-shot. Ponyta's outspeeding, but it's probably getting 2-shot. Or we have to assume that the crit happens and we're probably not. Meditite can come in. Nothing can really switch into this Herdier really well. Is that a true statement? Yeah. It was cold to call you Stinky. There we go. I have been called Stinky. No, I've taken all of the showers. I didn't get to take a shower for like 2 days a minute ago because the shower in my apartment, whatever, was broken. So I was briefly. Now I am no longer. It was terrible. Also, hi, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. What? I don't see any good things to do against this Herdier. Funnelby can come in and do some damage. We might just have to, like, keep switching around and, like, doing just a little bit of damage each time. If we can bait out one of the moves in particular. Okay, what does the most damage? Okay, if we have Ponyta can take Ice Fang really well. So if we bait out Ice Fang, and then, so if it goes for Ice Fang, and then we switch to, we have to always bait out, what's the easiest way to bait out Ice Fang? Probably Groddle, because Groddle can get a hit in. Actually, it looks like Groddle just deals well with the Herdier. Like, we're out-damaging it by a fair bit, so I think we have Groddle out, and then we switch to Haru to kill. Right? Yeah. Alright, Groddle and Haru should be able to kill, and we have backup of Horsey Staravia. No, wait, Horsey has to kill the Fletchender. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll have Metatite, and I think Skrelp took damage pretty well. Who else takes the damage the best? I think, yeah, Spheosaur. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we've got our 6. Deposit. Who's not coming with? You're not coming with. You're not coming with. Singing are directly correlated to Nuzlocke performance. Absolutely. Alright, Spheosaur, you're back on the team. Anya, you're back on the team. Perfect, perfect. Alright. Heal everybody up. Horsey has to be out front, and then let's go onto the beach. My goal for tonight is to get all the way through the Slateport boss fight. Which is definitely going to be difficult, but I think we can do it. We just have to be very careful not to lose any Pokemon before the boss fight. Alright. Let's get going, and let's put it on the main. Alright, we go straight along. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, what are the upcoming... Oh, what am I thinking? Pokemon locations. We've got Route 109 now as a new possible location. What is on Route 109? Do we want to wait? I don't think this is one of the ones that it makes any sense to wait for. No, this is one of the ones where it makes no difference to wait. And we could get a decent one. Okay. Well, I think actually it makes sense to get... Yeah, Horsey can still be out front, that's fine. I think we're going to take a second here, actually, and fish, because there are a couple good encounters here, and might as well see what we're going to get for our new Pokemon. Alright. So let's get our Route 109 encounter. There isn't any difference... Yeah, between now and waiting later. Ooh! Tortuga's really good. If that thing... Having a early rock type, that's one of the things that we're missing. And rock water is a pretty great combo. I'm happy about that. Alright. One sec. I think we always do Twister to it because Twister can't kill. Twister will only ever deal 17 damage. No, wait, that's not it. The Twister will never kill even on a crit. Yeah. There we go, a little bit of damage. Alright. Now we just have to catch the Pokemon. Oh, come on. Come on. Aqua Jet? Ooh. Honestly, Smackdown and Aqua Jet? I really want this Pokemon. I want it. Priority move would be great. I think we're really low on priority moves right now. How much is that doing? 6, 7? That was doing like 7 damage? 7... Okay, yeah, we're not in crit range. There we go, new Pokemon. Now we have to come up with a name. I'm so bad. Okay, we've got this. naming time. Just a reminder for anybody new in chat, if you ever want to be named after a Pokemon, just speak up. We've got a couple, I think most people in chat have already had Pokemon named after them, but if anybody who doesn't have a Pokemon wants to be named after, let me know. Always love to have that be a thing, otherwise we have to come up with a name. What are we going to call you? I didn't see if it had sturdy or not, but it's either got sturdy or, I assume, shell armor. Herm. Herm. I believe... What is this thing going to be named? Right. I know there's... I'm sure it's making... its name itself is a riff on Tortuga. Only turtle I know is Crush from Nemo. Crush is a good. I'm trying to think if there's anything... What does it evolve into? Because I want to have it be a name that always is going to work. Tortuga evolves into Caracosta. I don't know what that's... Let's see. I can't think of anything. It's a proto-turtle Pokemon. I don't know what that means. So I think we're just gonna go... I think Crush is... I like Crush as a good name. Unless anybody... Again, one final call for if anybody wants to be named after the turtle. Or wants the turtle named after them. Rather. Otherwise, we'll name it Crush. Because it doesn't really evolve into anything special. There we go. Never mind, you're correct. Thank you. Do we just call it I'm old? I'm just gonna call it I'm old as a reference to Gerson. I think that's funnier. Oh, is there an apostrophe? Yes. Wait. Which way does the apostrophe go? I'm gonna go with this. There we go. My love of Undertale will shine through. Downwards? Oh my gosh. I'm like, usually I just write it. Space. This is the most intensive typing name. Or name to type. There we go. Now we've got the legendary turtle, I'm old. Alright. We're just gonna use the potion on Horsey, because I don't want to go all the way back, and money is never a problem in these games. There's not hardly anything to buy. Litter. Alright. Yep, don't pollute the sea. Don't do it. Alright. Right here, as we go along... Okay, we've got Horsey out front. We've got our plan. There's another child right here. You could just see, like, 3 pixels of the child before you have to fight. Alright. We should have an easy time here. Bubble Beam. Aerial Ace, don't crit. Okay. No crit there means that even a crit the second time through shouldn't be able to kill. 13. I got the blue halo armor. There we go. Perfect. Why did it go slower? What was it trying to do? I don't know. Maybe were we just speed tying? We shouldn't be. I don't know. Either way. Yeah, that's weird. Does Steel Wing have Maybe one of its... Does Steel Wing have negative priority? I don't think so. Alright. So what's Herdier gonna do against this horsey? It's gonna go for a headbutt. What takes the headbutt the best? I remember correctly, nothing really takes the headbutt great, so our plan was to switch it into Grottle. Alright, that should be just fine. Headbutt, there we go. And now, what was doing the most damage here? Far and away, it was Razor Leaf. Ice Fang, that's fine. Super effective, yep. We can, but because we can't be crit, we can stay in for one. And actually, Ice Fang, we can stay in for another. But then we are not guaranteed to, like, know what will be taking damage from next. So if we take an Ice Fang into Haru, Haru comes out, Flame Wheel. The good thing about Haru coming out is it outspeeds, and even Ice Fang, Headbutt, Crit shouldn't kill. So we always, because it's always going to go for Ice Fang here, because it's the only thing that deals damage, even though we should be able to stay in and Gaia might kill, we might be in a worse position there, and we'd rather just have the guaranteed. Ice Fang into Haru. There we go. And now we outspeed, and Flame Wheel might just kill, and even if it doesn't, Headbutt Crit shouldn't kill. Nice. Perfect, perfect. Beating up all the children on the beach. We're definitely the good guys. Alright. Immediately run back. Alright. Calculate a time once again. Oops, this shouldn't be. I mean, that's fine to have up, but let's get rid of that. That is... what is... there we go. Alright, heal up, and then we can start looking at the next fight. See how many fights we can get through very quickly today. If I can get off this beach early enough, we'll definitely be able to do the boss fight. And have plenty of time. Alright. What do we got next? Ooh, and we've got our new Tortuga. Let's save real quick. And then we can re-export and check what our IVs were on the Tortuga and whatnot. Let's see. Nope, that's not. Just a second. Okay. Load script. There we go. And then we've got the easy export. Yeah. Oh, and we didn't even have Hatena. All right. Yeah. Although I can't imagine that Hatena is going to be useful anytime soon. All right. If you were level 17, there we go. Immediately, Tortuga is going to destroy this Wingull. So we've got I'm Old immediately being useful. Alright, so Tortuga at level 17 always kills with Smackdown, which is super nice. What do our IVs look like? Ooh, really weird. Bad attack, bad special attack. So this thing isn't doing as much damage as we want. But health, defense, special defense are all good. It got Swift Swim. I feel like that's not true. Is it? Can it have Swift Swim? A Swift Swim Tortuga. That's interesting. That'll come up at some point. Already being weak to being neutral to water isn't great for like when that starts being a thing, but still good. Huh, good to know, good to know. Okay, so Smackdown destroys the Wingull. Then what comes out? It'll probably see Palpitoad does the most damage. And it'll go for Mud Shot, which is a ground type move. We should just switch in... No, but then we've got... Groddle takes the Mud Shot and then destroys Palpitoad. Yeah. Even with Absorb, probably. But might as well just not risk it and Razor Leaf. Okay, and they're all trying to set up Swift Swim, so we just know that we're probably going to be a Rain Dance. They're trying to set up Rain. At some point, one of these will set up Rain. What's our... Okay, yeah. So Tortuga kills the first one, Palpitoad comes out, tries to... I think it's going to set up Rain. Then we kill it. And then we bring Groddle into Palpitoad, who's going to Mudshot Sludge. And we're just going to assume that the Rain is up. Does it still go for... Yeah, it should. Alright. Yeah, it'll definitely go for Mudshot it with the Rain up. Perfect. So then Groddle destroys the Palpitoad, and then Weasel should get two-shot by Razor Leaf, but Sonic Boom is doing, what is that, 20 damage always? What else can we do? How do we deal with this Weasel? We don't have any lightning moves. Paris, if you were level 17, how much can you do? Fine, but not great. Probably not worth it. Spheosaur, you're doing pretty good. Water Pulse. How easily do we absorb? Okay, let's see how much damage we've actually taken. We'll take a Mud Shot, which will be 6 damage. So we'll take 26 damage. Right? Minus 26, what is that? 1, 2, 3, it's 50 minus 23, which is 47 minus 20, which is 27. So it should be at 27. Is that math? Probably. And then, yeah, 20 and 6. Yep, that's math. And then, how do we kill this Weasel at 27? Sonic Boom's always going to deal 20. Razor Leaf is always going to heal. What is that? 15 and 18%. It's always a third rounded down. Yeah. So we'll take 20 and then heal. So Absorb won't get us out of a second Sonic Boom. So Weasel will come out. And it'll probably have Pursuit. Oh, Pursuit sucks. Alright. So it's going to try and Sonic Boom, so we just have to bring in something that can... We could do one Razor Leaf. How much is Pursuit doing? Ooh. Even if we're switching out? Yeah, no. Pursuit will kill us, so we can't... Okay, yeah. Groddle can't stay in against the Weasel, because Pursuit will kill us. So, we have to switch out right away, take a Sonic Boom with whatever we're switching into. How do you deal? No, you don't deal. Alright. What does deal? You don't, you don't. Taking 20 damage. There isn't anything that's doing like a lot of damage, but also isn't taking much. Alright. Paris, you're... Bug Bite, Bug Bite. What is Rindo Berry? Rindo Berry's the speed one, isn't it? No, which one's Rindo Berry? Is that one of the ones that makes... Grass type. Alright. Does that change anything? No, because our only grass moves won't be doing damage. Well, we absorb, and then we get rid of the Rindo Berry, and then absorbs, doing more. And then we're healing. Why are we healing so much more? We could try and bug bite absorb. No, that's weird. Okay, I don't think that that's good. We just need something that can take a Sonic Boom and then kill it. Do we not have that? Let's see. I think Spheosaur takes it pretty well. Comes in, Sonic Boom. Brine, Sonic Boom, switch out. What is that? 2040. How much is this doing? Brine double damage at half 2, you're right. True. If we're doing Brine and this thing's at 22... Yeah, Brine... Okay, Brine... Spheosaur comes in and kills. That's a good call-out. So Spheosaur will kill it once it's already taken damage. So we need something to switch in and deal damage. And we can actually switch into a Water Pulse. So we switch into Sonic Boom with Staravia. And then we switch into Water Pulse. That's not that much better, so probably not. Let's see. Does Tortuga... No, Tortuga doesn't want to take a Water Pulse. No, never. Alright. So Skrelp comes in, takes a Sonic Boom, does damage, uses Poison Tail to do 30. So Skrelp does 30. Meditites... No. Who else? We need to do like some weird switching. Okay. And then Staravia comes in, takes a Sonic Boom, but then can't get out. Pursuit stocks. Okay. You take a Sonic Boom, you can absorb, and even though you're going to have the Rindo Berry at this point still, that absorption will help. I think we just put an... Yeah, we have to have an Oran Berry on the Paris. Because after the Sonic Boom and the Absorb, we want to have a good amount of health. So we can survive a Pursuit, switching out. Because we need to have at least 16 health. So we'll take 20, and then we'll Absorb. Healing back about... What about? Looks like about half... So we'll say like 6 damage, so we'll heal 6 damage. Back to 29, then we'll go down to 9, and then we'll Oran Berry up to 19. And then it will see a kill with Sonic Boom and nothing else. And that's when... Okay, so yeah, Paris is actually our way to switch into Spheal. And get it to half health. Alright, so Paris goes to... So we go to Skrelp, deal damage, switch out, go to Paris, deal damage, switch to Spheal. And we have to have an Oran Berry. We're just going to give everybody an Oran Berry just to be safe that needs it. Be right back, no problem. I think we've got this. So who do we need on the team? We don't need... We just need... Who else? Skrelp. And Tortuga. Who don't we need? We don't need Anya at any point. Alright, let's get our team ready. Anya, you're stored. Spheal, you're necessary. Haru, you might be useful for baiting a move. Horsey, I think that you're useless here. Tortuga and Skrelp, just... Is that it? Okay. No, in Paris. We need you. And you. And you. So actually, no. Haru, you're not coming with. Alright. This fight's definitely scary. We start with you. Heal everybody up. Or level everybody up. How many? We should buy some more Pokeballs at some point, but it's fine for now. Alright. Wants to learn Bite? Sure. Bite feels good. What moves do you have right now? Whirlpool kind of is good. I think that Mud Slap is not good on Tortuga. I like Whirlpool better and Bite better than Mud Slap, especially because Mud Slap's special. Yeah, I don't like Mud Slap there. Perfect. Perfect. 13 up to 17. Come on. You should get a level up. Block. Oh, what's block do? That's one of the weird ones. Block the foe's way to prevent escape? That's just worse Whirlpool. No, we have Whirlpool. If we need... Yeah. That's such a situationally useful thing. This AI does not like to switch. It's like turbo, like stupidly turbo rare. Wants to learn Mega Drain. Ooh. Mega Drain's actually huge. Because that's just better absorb. That's going to make a difference to our plan a little bit. That makes them on way better. Alright. And then Oran Berries to who everybody. Mostly you, Amon. Okay. No, don't switch. Spheosaur, I'm giving you an Oranberry just in case. Who else? I don't think anybody else needs an Oranberry. Alright, let's save here real quick, because we've got our team already. Cheap viewers? Nope, we don't have cheap viewers on this channel. Only quality viewers. Alright, and then I'm just going to quickly re-export the team. At the correct levels. Yeah. So it's Tortuga's turbo killing. Yeah. Alright. Let's get going. Do we have Tortuga? We gotta get Tortuga out front right away. While I'm thinking about it. Yep, we already got that. Okay. And onwards. Alright. Perfect, perfect. So far, we're making very good time today. I know that it doesn't seem like it sometimes, but we're doing fantastic. Alright, it should be this sailor up here. Alright. We've got this, and I believe in our plan. It should be foolproof. Alright. We start off, it's going to set up Rain Dance, because it doesn't see that it can do much damage to us. and we smack down. Which just turbo kills. Shockwave, huh? Alright, that's actually pretty good for us. Shock, because that means it doesn't have Rain Dance set up. Which means it has to spend a turn. The next one's going to have to spend a turn setting up Rain Dance. And it's not going to do that right away. Because, okay. So here's what... This is actually even better. I kind of assumed that it would go for Rain Dance, but there was a chance. Weasel, does Weasel see a kill? It should see a kill on Tortuga. Oh, it didn't. I kind of just assumed because it could see... But I guess it sees that both do pretty well into it. Okay. Plan change. It sees that Water Pulse kills. Or at least does the most damage here. So it's going to go Water Pulse. What do we take with a Water Pulse? The best. I think Skrelp comes into the Water Pulse. Poison Tails. Sonic Boom. That's 16. What is that? 20 plus 16 plus 12. 20 plus 16 plus 12. 20, 16, 36, 48. 48 damage. That's more, but at some point we'll have our Oranberry go off, which is 10. We shouldn't die. With Skrelp still. Okay, our position is weird. I didn't think... I was just under the assumption it would go for the max damage, but if it just sees that a couple things do more damage... Alright, so it went for Sonic Boom anyways. That sucks. If it goes for 20 again... If it goes for Sonic Boom, which it will... Alright. This is kind of screwed. We need... Amon. Amon, even with the Rindo Berry, is doing a lot of damage. Alright. We have to abandon the plan, but because we got Mega Drain, we're still fine. So we're going to take a bunch of damage here from Sonic Boom. Yep. And now we're going to take a bunch of damage again from Sonic Boom. But then we're going to eat our berry and then Mega Drain. And we should be fine. It's going to use the Rindo Berry to take half damage from this Mega Drain, but it's still going to do like almost 50. Yep. And if we get above 20, there should be no way for it to do 22 to us. Because Sonic Boom always does the most damage here. And that can only do 20. Okay. So, everything went terribly did not go to plan. But we're doing fine. So we're at 15. And now Palpitoad comes out. And it's not fast. But it does see a kill. And it's faster than us. So we switch to Grotle, because it's going to try and Sludge. And we take a Sludge just fine with Grotle. And then Grotle turbo kills. Okay. Palpitoad. I didn't realize I was thinking of Seismitoad. It is so funny that, like, the scary thing is on this team is a Palpitoad. It's just a scary tadpole. There's Sludge comes out, should do like 37%. Yep. Don't poison. Perfect. No poison, that means Razor Leaf kills. Yep, Rain Dance isn't going to help you. Perfect. Alright, perfect. I think that guy might be drunk. Or seasick. I'm unclear what the game is going for. Alright. Next up, we've got to deal with a Fisherman Bill. How are we going to be doing this? Well, first, let's heal up, just like always. Save real quick, just because I'm worried about stream crashing again. And because we weren't punished last time, I'd rather just never be punished. Alright, perfect. Oh, right, it's all of the choice band bugs. This is such a weird fight. But I think Ponyta, like, wipes the floor with all of them, right? Does it ever, like, not kill one of them? No, Ponyta, I think, literally kills all of them. Do any of them have... What is Shield Dust? Blocks the added effects of attacks taken. That's fine. I don't need to do added effects. Ponyta outspeeds and kills everybody. Right? Yeah. Okay, Fisherman Bill, you're turbo. Both Staravia and Ponyta one-shot this entire lineup. I will say Staravia a little less good. Yeah, Staravia not as well. But Ponyta this is Haru Urara's time to literally just walk down the list of opponents' Pokemon and kill all of them. Who are we... Honestly, Gaia, there's no reason for you to come. You're just weak and you're not doing damage. Everybody else might as well be here. Paris, you too. You're grass type. There's no reason for you to be here. We'll just get Haru, and who else is doing really well? There we go. I don't think it'll come up, but Mixie, you also randomly could be helpful in, like, weird worst-case scenarios. Alright, is anybody not fully leveled up? No. Everybody's leveled up. Haru, you're ready to take on the easiest fight of your life. Okay, I think we're literally just gonna go straight there. Because, like, usually I'd be a little more careful, but Haru literally one-shots everything. Alright. You know, it is very rare in the hardest Pokemon Nuzlocke, one of the hardest Pokemon Nuzlocke ROM hacks, for one Pokemon to fully wipe out an opponent's trainer's team. However, today's that day. Alright. This is just silly. I'm not going to complain about it, though. It's great. Hi, Caterpie. This is a fire horse. You're dead now. Flame Wheel should one-shot all of you with somewhere between 100 and 200% damage. It's just gonna be a bug massacre. Blazing Sun versus Coughing Bug, literally. Haru is just going... I'm just imagining literally just Haru running in a straight line over all of the bugs. I thought this ROM, you know what, I'm not going to say anything. I will never, I just can't help but be, like overly confident and prideful, because every time I get into a battle, I immediately like, see, this is the easiest thing in the world, no chance of losing, everything's great. See, critical hit there, we deserve this win. And then invariably there'll be something I didn't even see and we'll get like paralyzed, like full parried for 3 turns in a row. But literally all of them are choice band or choice spec bugs. I am mildly concerned that all of these bugs have choice bands, and I never get one. I don't get one till, like, way later. Luckily, that doesn't really matter, though, because we one-shot all of them with Haru. Alright, well that's easy fight. Alright. That's probably going to be the easiest fight of the entire game. Now, before I move along, I'm going to go here for a second. I'm just going to pull... I'm not going to move from this spot. Is it the next... Yeah, it is the next 2. We've got Tuber Haley and Tuber Ricky. And then we've got campers. So there are only 2 more campers on this... on this beach. And one of them is this kid. So when we come back here, we're just going to fight this kid from this angle. So let's start dealing with Tuber Ricky. First, you've got an Ambipom. This is just a normal. It's got Fake Out, which isn't great. How much damage do you do with Rock Smash? We can detect the Fake Out, Rock Smash. Okay, yeah. We should probably have Meditite out first, just because there isn't a good reason not to. Unless anything... Well, I guess... Tortuga doesn't take any damage from this thing. So I guess we could just have Tortuga out, and then just Smackdown, Aqua Jet? Or Whirlpool, Smackdown, Aqua Jet. I guess would be better. Because we'll have a couple turns of Whirlpool damage. So we get Fake Out, and then we just Whirlpool, Smackdown, Aqua Jet. And is there... What can it do in the Sand Attack? It could start Sand Attacking us, but I don't think we care about that. Aerial Ace, Double Hit, none of these do damage. Rock-type early game is really good. So Tortuga destroys the Ambipom. And then I assume, yeah, probably this Nidorino comes out. They both outspeed and they both deal damage, but none of them deal more damage, so it should be Nidorino coming out. Nidorino... can't really do damage to Skrelp, but Skrelp also... I love Dragalge, but Skrelp is one of my favorite Pokemon, but it just does no damage. I really wish that it did damage. So what are we going to do against Poison type? We don't really have any great options. We can outspeed with Haru or Staravia, and that's good. Honestly, Staravia might be worth it just for the Intimidate. Because we bring out, and then we Intimidate drop. And then Venoshock's doing a fair amount. Especially if we ever get poisoned. We have to be really careful of that. So we'll give a poison healing berry to whatever's going to deal with Nidorino. Right, what is... Oh, not switching out. I don't think that matters, but still. Wait. Yeah. Haru actually deals fine against this Nidorino. We could... Is that a thing? We switch in, Intimidate, Outspeed. We switch in with Staravia to get the Intimidate off. We Aerial Ace once, and then we switch to Haru, and then Flame Wheel. And then Flame Wheel, and I don't see any reason not to do that. How does Luxio do? Luxio can't do any damage to Groudle. Okay, Groudle destroys the Luxio. Perfect. Yeah. Groudle destroys the Luxio a couple different ways. Okay. Yeah, Groudle hard counters. Luxio, so as long as Grottle's in our party, Luxio can't do anything. The Nidorino gets killed by a combo of Staravia with a Poison Berry, or the Poison Healing Berry, and then Haru. And we start off with Tortuga being able to deal with the Apom. Alright, how much of that is in our bag right now? Not enough of it, so we do have to go back. Dang. I was going to see if we could do a fight without even having to go back to the Pokemon Center, but no dice. Alright, so we'll go grab our Pokemon, come back, and then if we can just do both of these two tubers, I think we've right on to the Slateport boss. So, we'll see how quickly we can do this. Alright. Who's bad here? I think Paris is pretty bad. Let's heal real quick. Yeah, it looked like Paris is bad. Who else was bad? Mixie, you're not terribly useful in this one. Skrelp, you could be useful against poison, but I don't think... Yeah. Alright, so that's like that. And then it was... Grottle. And then these three, yeah. So we just need Grottle and then something else. What do we want our something else to be? Is Anya worth bringing? Anya outspeeds the Luxio, but that shouldn't matter. We've got both two options for that, and against the Apom, we also bring Rock Smash. Yeah, I guess we bring Anya, because why not? All right. Now we just gotta get Poison Berries on... Yeah. Poison Berry to you. And a Pecha Berry to you. And past that, it shouldn't matter. Alright, and then let's have Tortuga out front. And Tortuga should be, yeah, what is our Whirlpool, Smackdown, Aqua Jet, and we don't take any damage. Alright. Hopefully another easy fight. You know what, this one isn't easy. This is a difficult fight. Mostly, though, it is easy. Let me just double check there isn't any items or abilities I'm missing. Nope. Poison Point, Intimidate, Lumberry, Black Sludge. Okay, Black Sludge will do a little bit of healing, but that shouldn't matter on the Nidorino. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna save. Alright, and we've got this. Thirsty. Yeah, I'm sure you could go for a soda pop, small child, but unfortunately you're going to be destroyed by a hyper-designed team made specifically to get rid of your Pokemon. Alright, Whirlpool, Smackdown, Aqua Jet. Fake Out, that's fine. Yep, 3 damage, perfect. I'm old. Double hit, shouldn't do much. 1. How many hits? 2. 2 hits. I don't think double hit does more than 2, does it? Can double hit... How many can double hit do? No, that's not one of the multi-attack moves. Alright. Vortex is going to keep going. Now we do Smackdown. And between Smackdown and Whirlpool damage, this Apom's going to be dead. Yep. Because then we can Aqua Jet and kill it. Perfect. Pretty good health there. Nothing weird happened. Good, good. Next, what comes out should be the Nidorino. Perfect. So Nidorino, what is it going to use? It's going to try and use double kick. At which point we switch in. Probably the best thing to get to the double kick is the Staravia, and that gets the Intimidate. Perfect. This is all the plan. Yeah. Perfect. 1, 2, 6, 12. 6 and 5, so not max damage, but not too bad. Here we just go for... We're faster, so yeah, we have to go for Aerial Ace. Hope that it... Honestly, Sand Attack would be awesome if it goes for that. Hey, it goes for Sand Attack, it's done. We've got Aerial Ace, which is perfect accuracy. That was one of the lines I didn't bother calculating, because that just makes this fight easy, but... Sweet. Double Sand Attack. I think it's equally likely to go for Sand Attack as well as its most damaging move, so this is just... makes this fight way easier. Sweet. Now the Luxio's gonna come out, and it's for sure gonna try and use Spark, because Spark should see a kill with Spark. So it comes out, intimidates, sees a kill with Spark, and we switch out into Grottle. Alright, and we didn't even have to end up using our berries, which is nice. Extra benefit that we have extra Pecha berries. Yep, Spark. Prefer no paralysis, but we should be fine either way. Yep. That's fine. We can take a lot of damage from this Luxio. If we just get one Sand Tomb off. Howl, attack Rose, that's fine. Alright, now we can't get full parried too many times. Alright, +2. Now it sees the double kick will kill in 3, but I think even at its +2, Sand Tomb is going to kill it before it can kill us. Yeah, it just doesn't do damage. There we go, and I think even if we didn't hit the Sand Tomb there, the Sand Tomb damage would have killed it faster than it could kill any of our Pokemon. There we go. That much damage after 2 L's is crazy, yeah. It just doesn't... One, Grottle is just naturally very tanky, right? Good defense, and, like... Its attack is good, but it's not great. You know? And it's not getting stab or anything off of double kick. And because... Yeah. There just isn't much opportunity for it to do damage there. But yeah, with +2... I don't know, it's nice to have tanky Pokemon like that. Alright, now we've just got one last person on the beach. Easy peasy. And now we do the calculations for the last beach fight. We've got Mianfu out front. Aerial Ace, Staravia might kill, and we get the Intimidate off, which is nice. Yeah, I think the Intimidate just makes this worth it, and we outspeed so we can Aerial Ace. Quick attack, and we won't be taking too much damage. What comes out next? The Flaffy definitely comes out. Flaffy will see a kill. It'll try and Shockwave, and then we what? Grottle? Probably Grottle, yeah. So we Grottle into the Shockwave, and then we Sand Tomb. Pretty much the same as last time. This is basically a copy of this, like, a very similar version of the fight. And then Nidorina comes out. It's going to try and Venoshock. And then how do we avoid the Venoshock, or what do we do against that? How do we deal? We what? Haru isn't doing great, and this thing's got Water Pulse. Confusion. Confusion does a lot here. Even from Meditite, which... Okay. Is it gonna try and Toxic, though? Alright. So it should be... We switch out Groddle into Flaffy, this thing takes out the Flaffy, and then it tries to Venoshock. It'll probably... We'll have to check at that point whether it's going to go for Venoshock or Toxic. It'll probably go for Toxic if it can't see the kill, and Venoshock if it can see the kill. So we'll have to see about that. If it's gonna go for Toxic, we can have a free switch to Skrelp, and then a free switch to Haru if we want. Weird. What about... Okay. Meditite does a lot of damage with Confusion, which is nice. What else do we have? Nothing in particular is looking great against this thing, honestly. What is level 17? No, Hatena doesn't get better than Anya here, so there's no reason for that. Spheal never does anything, because it's just pure poison. We don't really have a steel type or anything to take advantage to, like, deal much damage to it. Yeah, our team's kind of bad against poison types, honestly. I don't think that's a terrible thing, but still. Okay, so we have Groddle out. It's gonna go for kill. How do we deal with it? We've got Bunnelby, doesn't do anything. We've got Haru, doesn't do enough. Unless it tries to go for, like... Unless it just starts going for, like, Toxics. If it doesn't see kills, it could just start going for Toxics. And then we can just keep switching around and deal with it that way. So as we go from here, and it's going to go for either Venoshock or Toxic. And then we go to Skrelp, and then we know it's going to do Shockwave. So we go to Haru. And Haru takes a Shockwave pretty well, and then can Flame Wheel, and if it goes for Toxic, that's fine. Then we get another turn of Flame Wheel. And then that should be most of the damage, and then we just need to find a way to kill it, so we can kill it with, like, Tortuga or something. Yeah. So we go from Groddle to Skrelp to Haru. Haru does damage. We're gonna give Haru... We're gonna keep Haru's Pecha Berry on, just in case it goes for Toxic, because that's really the only thing that's doing much damage here. And that just means that we have got a very easy deal here. So we're gonna keep the Toxic Berries on Ponyta and Staravia, actually. So we start out, Staravia's out front, then we go to Flaffy and kill it with Groddle, and then Nidorina comes out. Okay. So we've got Staravia, into Groddle, into Skrelp, into Haru, into Tortuga. Okay. Which of those Pokemon are already on our team? All of them. 1, 2, 3, and then we have Anya doing 50% damage as a extra thing against Nidorina. I think this is just good. I don't see any problems here. I'm just going to give a Pecha Berry to Anya, just cuz. We're only going to need one Pecha Berry this fight, but I'd rather just have it on every Pokemon that could need it, and then this fight... And we've got the perfect team. Alrighty. Everybody's correct. We'll save real quick, and then we'll go do the last beach fight. Honestly, we've made great time so far. I think it's, what has it only been like hour and a half? Something like that. Perfect. All right. Okay, we've got this, we've got this. Alright, so we've got a ton. Honestly, we're doing well. Gosh, there's just so many trainers everywhere. Like, as I'm just going by, like, all of the sea routes, like, there's gonna be so many fights. Alright. Oh, yeah. You can actually see the kid. It's behind, up here. It's right, the child is right there. Because what happens is if you go directly into this spot right above us now, you can get, that's how we got screwed over the first time with these two. But luckily we came prepared this time, knowledgeable. We know to fight a trainer as soon as you can see them and not try and avoid them, because the game will punish you severely for trying to avoid any trainers. It won't work, and you'll have a surprise double battle. Alright, is there anything else that I'm forgetting? No. Nothing else to do but win. We've got this. Can't swim, so I'm pretending to swim. That's why you've got the floaty. Alright, Mianfu comes out. Staravia comes out to fight. Intimidate drop. Inner focus shouldn't matter. We never get crit killed here anyways. And we aerial ace. Please, just one shot? Oh, we got the we got unlucky. Rock Tomb. Yep. Super effective. Speed drop, that's fine. We've got quick attack, but sucks. Bad roll, but not outside of the realm of like what we were prepared for. Ooh, but we did get such a high roll that Nidorina comes out before Flaffy, because Nidorina sees a kill too. Alright. Well, what does Nidorina see a kill it with? Just Shockwave. Probably. How much? Shockwave is doing 22. Yeah, nothing else can see. It can't see a kill with anything else. So it's gonna try and Shockwave into. Honestly, this is just a weird. Like, it sees a kill, so it's always going to go for it. This is just like a weird version of the same line. This just means that we don't go into Mary in between. We just go straight to Haru, take a Shockwave, and then start dealing damage. Alright. Shockwave, perfect. Not much damage. Okay, we didn't get... That was the only real bad thing. We have backup, so it wasn't going to be the end of the world, but getting paralyzed there would have sucked. Flame Wheel, hopefully we see a Toxic here. That's our best option. Ooh. Never mind, we got poisoned by Poison Point. So now we really don't want to see Toxic. Gosh. Alright, so we've gotten surprisingly unlucky, but we're still within parameters to win. Alright. So we took 2 damage this turn. Next turn, Toxic doubles damage every turn, right? How, like... Badly poisoned, lose an increasing amount, so it's 1/16, 1/8. Yeah, so it doubles damage every turn. Also, Venoshock does double damage. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to bring up the calculator real quick. So we're at 33, and we are badly poisoned. We're going to take 2/16. Is that the order? Oh yeah, 2/16. Yeah, so it's 2/16. So it's not quite doubling every turn. It's going up by a 16th. So we've got 2/16 of our health plus Venoshock. Venoshock is doing 28. 2/16. It should be between 4 and 5. How much is... What's 2/16 of 44? What's 44 divided by 8? One sec. Regular calculator time. Is there a chance that it's doing extra damage that I'm not aware of? 44 divided by 8. 5.5. Is it going to round down or round up? Because I think we're going to be left on like 1 HP. So probably we're just going to switch here. Because it's going to go for Venoshock. Do we switch to Skrelp? And then it's going to go for Shockwave, and we switch to Anya. And then we Confusion? I don't like that. I'd love to get one more turn of damage off with Nidorina. But I think we can do it. It's fine that we've got Anya as backup. We just... Here's the thing. If we get Shockwave paralyzed on Anya, we're out of backups. But if we get Venoshock crit, we're dead. Which I think it's bad either way. And I think Shockwave... Right. We're going to get Venoshocked into Skrelp. Or is Venoshock just better to take into Meditite? No, it isn't. We want to... Well, we could take 42%, and then we're guaranteed that it's either going to go for Venoshock or Toxic, but then we're in the same possibility that it could kill us with a crit. Venoshock. So we're dead to crit Venoshock either way. So might as well... But it shouldn't see that it should go for Venoshock. Unless the first one's a crit, it shouldn't go for Venoshock, it should go for Toxic. Because it wants to get Toxic on us, and we've got a Berry. So unless we get... And we have a chance to detect. Okay. Yeah, no. We switch to Anya here, because that's just better. We take a Venoshock. We don't get crit. Nice. Now it sees... It doesn't see a kill. And the max roll crit kill Venoshock will kill, but it shouldn't see that. So we go for... I'm going to go for a round of Detect just to see what it wants to go for. Because... Okay, so it does want to go for Venoshock. Do we go for Confusion? I think we have to at this point. Maybe it'll go for... I think it's a roll whether it goes for Venoshock or Toxic. So hopefully it goes for Toxic this time around. No. Okay. Totally fine. It was a low roll, so even if that crit, it wouldn't have killed us. Now we switch, because it's going for Venoshock for sure here. Actually, I think it sees a kill with anything, but it doesn't really matter, because we can switch to Tortuga with anything. Nothing will crit kill, and then we Aqua Jet. This is why we brought Tortuga. And then we just have to deal with the Flaffy, but Gaia kills the Flaffy. Alright. So now we've got Aqua Jet in just a second. Hopefully it goes for Venoshock. Nice. I think that was random move, but we got lucky. Perfect. No poison point, please. Nice. Nice all around. And then we've got Flaffy. Flaffy's for sure going to use Thunder or Shockwave here, because it should see a kill, I think. Yeah, there's a chance that it sees a kill, so we just go to Grottle. Alright, we wasted one Pecha Berry this fight due to being unlucky. But honestly, for an unlucky fight, we were well prepared. And hey, I can't complain too much. We did get lucky just now on the roll there. So we go Sand Tomb, just because Sand Tomb does damage over time. So even if we get paralyzed here, we're fine. Yep, Thunder Wave. That's what I assumed, because we're faster, and it likes to go for speed moves if we're faster. But now if we hit one more Sand Tomb, we're good. Guy's confused. He's paralyzed. Okay, we've got all of the problems right now. I think we just keep Sand Tombing. We're fine right now. Fire Punch doesn't do enough to put us in confusion and range to like hurt ourselves in confusion, so there's no problem here. And we fight through all of the confusion paralysis nonsense, and we win. All right, we're off of the beach. This is going very well so far. I think I'm not going to celebrate too much. If we can, I think I will celebrate, like genuinely celebrate, if we can make it past Brawly without any deaths. But I will say, every fight is easier the fewer deaths that have happened so far. Okay, before I move along, what's the next fight? The next fight is past... Okay, yeah. There's just the boss fight, and then we're on to Brawly stuff. And this fight is optional. So we'll see if we want to do that. It gives us, if we do the fight. Ooh. Yeah, Haru's taking damage, but we're up here now. We made it to Slateport, and we're just going to go straight for the Pokemon Center. There's just a line of Team Aqua Grunts over there. We're just not going to deal with that right now. Alright. And we've made it. Alright. Let's take a second. While we're here, how hard is this fight? I don't remember it being very difficult. I mean, I do remember it being very difficult, but how much of that is actual? Alright, Pluck. Wow, this Babero... I don't even know if we can get past this Babero. Never mind. We might not... we might be avoiding this fight. Yeah, it's got really good coverage. With Pluck? Pluck is great coverage, actually. Are we faster? No, we're slower. It's unaware. So, Razor Leaf kills. So we can kill the Babero, and then probably Haru's gonna come, or their Ponyta's gonna come out, and we can kill it with Skrelp or Horsey. I assume Horsey does a little better. I guess not because of the poison typing. We're actually good. Skrelp is really good against the Ponyta. So we can take Flame Wheels and out-damage it with Water Gun. And then we've got Electric, which we can deal with Grotle, and then we've got the other grass types. Let's see. Sunflora, but it's got really good coverage moves. Yeah, I don't really want to fight this team. This is an optional fight. Oh my gosh, that Energy Ball does so much. Yeah. I don't think we have the Pokemon or the levels to deal with that team. So let's start dealing with the actual fight and start looking at these two, because we have to fight these two back to back, which is scary, with no healing in between and with the same team. A couple of them have citrus berries too. Yeah. Alright, what do we got here? Insomnia, Lumberry, Poison Point, Black Sludge, Solid Rock, Rindo Berry. Alright. Okay. So we start off with Murkrow. Murkrow has no way to do anything to us. We're slower, so payback isn't good. And we can smack down Aqua Jet. Right? Yeah. Alright, that's pretty good. Okay. Tortuga deals really well with this Murkrow, and assuming that we're not getting too much, it looks like Nightshade always does 15... Yeah, it does damage equals to its level. So we'll take 15 damage, and we can calculate that exactly for how much damage this Marini is going to be doing to us. To our Tortuga. Right? Tortuga looks like a good start against Marini, because we can switch to Skrelp, assuming a Toxic. Because, yeah, this thing wants to Toxic Stall. So then we switch to Skrelp, and we can Feint Attack. Yeah. Just do some damage. It's going to have to spend turns and turns trying to soak Toxic us, and we can just switch out. Okay. So that's good. How do we deal with this? What deals with their Skrelp? Got another Toxic Staller. Poison Water. I will say that's a good combo because we don't have an electric type. Actually, we've got to Slateport. Do we want to... Is there any reason not to cash in early? We could get a Slowpoke later. Right now we could get, what is it? Remoraid, Weasel, Quillfish. I think there are a lot of places we can get a Slowpoke. I feel like... I actually don't think a Quillfish is helpful, is the only thing. The Tortuga, I'm not worried about at all, because Tortuga dies a lot to Grottle. Right, I think we can Razor Leaf Absorb. And Absorb will kill it after the Rindo Berry is gone. This thing's going to be healing a little bit. How do I kill this thing? It's just, we're just stuck. We can just have our Skrelp. I'd really like our Skrelp to be good later. So I'd like a easy... Is there not a good way to kill this Skrelp? No, this Skrelp sucks. Guess we can just do Staravia, drop its attack. But it's doing all special attack. It's a special attacking Skrelp. That's fine. How do I deal with that? Confusion? What is... Level 17... Okay, not better. Yeah. I think we just have Anya with a Pecha Berry, and I think we can Confusion. I like that. Because I think it's going to go for Toxic, and I think that gives us time. So we have Pecha Berry, Anya. Should take out the Skrelp, and then Tortuga gets destroyed by the Grottle. That's our plan. I will double check in a second, but I'm just seeing, like... So we go Murkrow, Tortuga, Skrelp, Anya. I think we go... Skrelp is going to try and Toxic the Tortuga, so we go to Skrelp to take the Toxic, and then we switch to Anya to take whatever it's going for. Probably a... I don't know, what will it go for? A Water Pulse? That is our worst move to go into, but it's fine. And then... The Tortuga... Okay, yeah, so that's good. And then we've got Tortuga out front against the Marini. Same thing. I think we want to have Pecha Berries on everybody that can get them. Next up. Frillish gets walled and one-shot by Grottle. Yeah. So, I think we probably want Grottle to have Oranberry just to have some healing. Or at least as much healing as possible. Just so that it can, because it's going to have to deal with 2 Pokemon and take a little bit of damage each time, but not much. And then we've got to deal with this Whirlipede. In a nutshell, how do we deal with you? You're Bug Poison. How does Haru do? Haru does fine. Haru outspeeds even after a few speed boosts, right? Yeah. How many speed boosts until you start outspeeding? 2. So not as long as I would like, and it's got Rocky Helmet. But I think Flame Wheel, the fact that 2 Flame Wheels kill is nice. If we can have Ponyta out against Whirlipede, That would be the ticket. But I don't think we're going to end up with that. Because we've got... Okay. So we've got Tortuga out against Marini. We're going to... Smackdown while it Toxics. Switch to Skrelp. Feint Attack while it Soaks. Feint Attack while it Toxics. We've got a Pecha Berry on Skrelp as well. And then we switch to... What? Haru once it tries to Toxic. And then we Stomp. Stomp? And I think that does enough damage between all of that to kill it. I'll double check my line in a second. And then it won't want to bring Whirlipede out. It'll want to bring Frillish out. Okay, we'll see about that line. I want Haru to be full health. What about Staraptor? Are we fast enough that... What if we get -1 attack? Does that... It kind of changes our... It means that it'll always go for Venoshock, and then we can Aerial Ace, Quick Attack. Let's see, +1. So we're still faster after 1. So we come out, Intimidate, then we attack, and then it's faster, but we get to Quick Attack after 2. If it goes for Rollout, we're great. I'll be lurking, so Sleepy, no problem. Have a good... Hopefully you're able to sleep well. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic night, and then you can be refreshed for the morning. Alright. I think between Staraptor and Ponyta, we've got pretty good options, and I think we can always switch back to Tortuga if it starts, like, rollouting. Yeah. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Pokemon. So we've got all 6 of our Pokemon chosen out. I'm going to have to double check this line and write it all out. I guess we've already got all of the Pokemon in our party. Alright, so I'm Old has to be out front. Let's figure out what items they need. So, we start... Let's just start doing the line. I'm going to have to write this down because I'm not going to remember all of it. So, lead, Tortuga into Murkrow. Smackdown Aqua Jet. Smackdown Aqua Jet has a low chance not to kill. If we get a really low roll. Is that true? No. Even 22... No, if we get low rolls, we could end up... If the Smackdown is 68, which is almost 70... Yeah, there is a roll... There are rolls if we get, like, min-roll. But that doesn't work, but it's still our best option. So that happens. Then what's going to come out? Water Pulse and Mud Shot. They both outspeed, and they both deal more damage than they take. Is that correct? 32 and 30... Yep. So no matter what, Skrelp will come out. So, Skrelp always comes out. Here, we're going to assume Toxic and switch to our own Skrelp. Is that correct? How did I say we were killing the Skrelp? We're switching to Skrelp to deal with the Toxic. And then it's going to try and Water Pulse. And this is Anya's job. Anya takes the Water Pulse, goes for Confusion. We're faster. So it can, and Anya has a Pecha Berry, so if it tries to go for Toxic, we're fine. Okay. Switch to Skrelp against Toxic. Then switch to Anya. And while we're making this as the plan, let me double check the AI document. Just double, is this how, when it wants to use, am I correct in when it wants to use Toxic? Let's see, it doesn't have poison. Poisoning moves. Starts at +6. If the AI cannot KO the player mon, the following checks are applied. If the player mon can be poisoned and is above 20% HP. And if it has Venoshock. Which it does, right? Yeah. It doesn't have Venoshock, so it's less likely. So this Skrelp is less likely to go for Acid, but it does have Protect. Let me see. Okay, so it should go for Toxic, but it might not. There's a chance that it isn't. It's a roll. Alright. So that means that our plan to go to Skrelp might backfire, but not by much. We go to Skrelp, hoping to avoid a Toxic. And then we go to... I think actually it's just better to go to Metatite if we're getting Toxic and avoid the Skrelp nonsense, and just have a Berry. Because it's definitely going to go for Toxic against the Tortuga, and then we can avoid the Toxic with the Metatite. And then we can Confusion, and then switch out and kill it with the... with whatever. Probably... yeah. Alright, and then Tortuga gets destroyed by Grottle. Okay, so let me write this down. And then the Tortuga comes out. Switch to Grottle. Razor Leaf, then Absorb. And then that should be Fight 1. Fight 2... looks like lead Tortuga because we can't switch. Against the Marini, it's going to try and Toxic because it has all of the reasons to Toxic. So it's going to try to Toxic. So we switch to Skrelp, which point it's going to try and Soak, which we Feint Attack. To Skrelp. How much damage do we do with a Feint Attack? Minimum, we're doing 8. So we've got 1 turn of free, so we hit it, and we take a Toxic, so that's 8. And then we hit it, and we take a Soak, that's 16. We hit it, and then we take a Toxic, 8, 16, 24. So we can get it below half health, and it's going to be Black Sludging this whole time. So it'll be gaining health, so 8, 16, 24... it'll be gaining roughly, what, that's, Black Sludge is a 16, so like 2 or 3 health Probably, we'll assume 3 at 46. Yeah, it should be 3 at 46. Is that correct? What's 1/16 of? One, two... No, yeah, it should be about 3. Maybe 2. We'll see. 8, so 8, 16, 24, we'll assume 21. So it's got 24 left at this point. At this point, it will actually try and toxic us, and it will succeed. And we switch to Groddle, who I think at this point should just be holding. But we're not faster. Alright. So I think at this point, to avoid the toxic, we switch to Staravia, which can Aerial Ace Quick Attack and be holding a Pecha Berry to always kill. Or Aerial Ace, Aerial Ace. And then be fine. Yeah. So, Feint Attack 3 times. Then what? I'm just gonna say Feint Attack till Toxic. Then switch to, what would it be? Switch to Staravia, Pecha, Aerial, Ace, then what? Then Frillish should come out, because... Yeah. Frillish will always come out because it can do a bunch of damage. Comes out, then... Hard counter... Groddle hard counters. And gets to Razor Leaf. Yeah, Razor Leaf Absorb always kills. And we're not going to die in that time. And then we've just got the Whirlipede left. Comes out. Staravia should be at full health at this point still. Should be able to Aerial Ace, Aerial Ace. More than 50%. Ace kills. Switch to Ponyta, and unless rollout, Tortuga can tank. Alright. It's a perfect plan all the way through. We just need Pecha Berries on basically everybody. Alright. It's just everybody gets a Pecha Berry. You get a Pecha Berry. And you get a Pecha Berry. And you get a Pecha Berry. There we go. I think you get the Pecha Berry. Yep, you need a Pecha Berry rather than an Oran Berry. You... 500 Pecha Berries. I know. I shouldn't need all of these. It's just that, but I will need some of them invariably. Gaia, you have literally no reason to have the soft sand right now. You're never going to use that during this fight, so you're going to have a Pecha Berry, and then you're definitely going to have a Pecha Berry. Okay, everybody's got the Pecha Berry. Big fight. Actually, we can go grab the black glasses. How much damage does that change? Does black glasses? change on the feint attack. It goes from 8 to 10. 4, 5. I don't think that's better than an extra turn of not being toxic. All right. Okay, perfect. We've got all of our people correct. Let's go do this fight. All right. I don't think there are any ways that we can screw this up, but we're going to double check. Okay, first we're going to go grab the black glasses because there's no reason not to. Are you the black glasses guy? Oh, there we go. Perfect, you are. Alright, we've also got poison point, but we're not going to need that either. I think it's somewhere down here. Look out, lady. Alright. Do you have it? What do you do? Nope, I don't need any of that. Who? Oh. Just called us lame. I don't remember. It's somewhere around here. Alright, we'll do that later. I don't need you right now. Remember, where is the person? Do you get the poison point? Okay, let me check. You know what? We don't need that right now. I can find that in a minute. Okay. What do you want? I'll read it for you. I think it says something like Light of the Seas. Alright, how... Okay, where do I have to go again to, like, get this going? I have to go in here and talk to the scientist, right? I always forget this part of the game. Or no, I have to go talk to the captain, right? I don't remember. I am confuzzled. I think it's the one guy I haven't talked to yet. It's you, isn't it? Yep. I talked to everybody else first. You're the person who tells me Captain Stern, and then I go out here and Team Aqua is in here. Alright. Entrance fee is $50. We can afford it. Alright, we're just gonna avoid all of you. Alright, this is scary, but we've got it. That would be me. Perfect. Devoncourt, now they're after me. Okay. Boss fight time, one after another. At least it's not a double battle, but still. Terrifying, terrifying. I believe, I know. Let's get out of this deathless. Okay. We should be able to smack down Aqua Jet. We take Nightshade, that always does 17. Alright, we got a good roll, it looks like, there. So I'm going to go straight for Aqua Jet. There we go. Good rolls. Alright, next coming out, we've got Skrelp. Alright. We switch to Anya here, because no matter what it's going for, that is the correct move. And we want to save everybody else's health. At any point, we don't need Anya, and if we have to sacrifice somebody, Anya is a good sacrifice. Toxic, perfect. So it goes for badly poisoned, and then we get the Pecha Berry. So no, we aren't. Alright. Now we just confusion. It would be awesome if we could get a little bit lucky and get like an actual confusion off, but it's not necessary. Between Toxic and the increased damage from... It doesn't... But because it doesn't have... That's right. It doesn't have Venoshock, so even the increased damage isn't going to matter. So we get another turn of confusion here. Yep. So now we take 4 or 3 damage. Is that correct? Let's pay attention to how much damage we're taking. Four. Okay, so we're going to have to assume 6 here. That's still fine, even with that and Water Pulse crit. Maybe we... Okay. That's fine. Water Pulse. Okay, no crit is perfect. Oh, okay, confused. That sucks. And we take 6 here down to 11. Alright. Well, here's the thing. It's not going to go for Protect this turn. But now that we got confused, it... Okay. So we're probably going to have to switch here. What was our plan? If not dead, make call to switch. Yeah. Okay. So we just need something, because it's going to go for, I believe, a Water Pulse. Or an Acid this turn. I think it sees kills with either. Well, what did we need Haru for? Haru's for the Whirlipede, so we don't want to take that. We don't want Staravia to even really come out yet. How do we want to kill this thing? We could hope, if it's going for Water Pulse, which I think it should, because it probably doesn't see a kill with Acid, but it does with Water Pulse. So I think we come out actually with Groddle, and Groddle outspeeds. And can kill. So I think we actually come out with Gaia here. And we want Gaia out anyways, so this actually, even if we take some damage here, I think it's still good. Water Pulse, perfect. As long as we don't get confused here, this is actually mildly better than our original plan, just a little less safe. Yeah. Okay, and we're faster now. Does an Absorb kill? Probably not. So we're going to go for Razor Leaf. Alright. Now we're in perfect position against this Tortuga that's going to come out. Alright. We're faster. We're going to... Do we absorb? How much are we doing if we get rid of the Rindo? So, minimum roll here is 19 without the Rindo and... Or with the... 19 with the Rindo and... 27. 19 plus 27 46. So minimum roll, absorb actually doesn't kill this thing, but I think that's a bad way to look at it. I think we go for the extra absorbs because we've already taken some damage. I think it's worth it here because originally there was no reason to go for absorb because we're faster, but I think now there is because we've taken some damage. So I think we're going to go for the absorb, and the chances of this, like, literally minimum roll twice is unlikely. Alright. Yep, and we get it back up to full, which is honestly worth it. We get Mud Shot. That's fine. Okay, so it's going for accuracy drop, so this is actually better for us, or Speed Fell. That's fine. Ancient Power. As long as... Okay, yeah. If it got the Omni Boost there, we're in trouble, but other than that, we're fine. So yeah, we did get minimum, like, literally minimum rolls there, but because it went for weird moves, we're basically in the same position that we hope to be. Alright, so we went for a thing that could have given us a big benefit, but ended up just being a completely neutral move. Alright. And there wasn't any risks there. Alright, so we've got our first one down, no Pokemon, and everybody should be at the health that we want them to be. The boss is going to be furious. Next up, you're here. Now we've got to deal with Marini. Alright, this Marini is definitely going to Toxic. So we switch to Mary. That is always our plan. And we're going to stick to it. Alright, alright. It didn't go for Toxic. That's impressive. Okay, so it's probably not going to now. But we can just start feint attacking. Okay, so it did go for Soak. So that's one of our turns. Okay. And it's not helpful for it to start going for Baneful Bunker yet. Why would it go for Venoshock now? Okay, so yeah, we're getting lucky on the turn that is choosing to Toxic. Or choosing not to Toxic. Okay. This is our third feint attack. This is what we wanted. We might actually be able to get a fourth off now because of the way turn order that's decided to do things. Okay, feint attack here. Perfect. Okay, and it's at like 50%. So now we go... What was our plan again? Then switch to Staravia, Pecha, Aerial. Yep. How much does Aerial Ace do? Aerial Ace is doing 39, but we're faster. And as long as it Toxics, we're great. If it doesn't Toxic, we're in a bit of a pickle, but not too much. Do I want to try and feint attack one more? I think I feint attack one more time here, because that means that Aerial Ace always kills. But it might... No. We Pecha Berry, we go to Saja Boy here. Because if it goes for Venoshock, we're screwed either way, but that's the... We're basically guaranteeing that anyways. And now we have a chance, if it goes for Toxic, perfect. So this is the good thing. If it had gone for Toxic on the Skrelp, that would have been worse for us, because then we're guaranteed to take a Venoshock into the Staravia, but now we just get a turn of Aerial Ace. It's going to try and Toxic. Ooh, it goes for Baneful Bunker, so this should just be regular poison, I think. Yep. Baneful Bunker poisoning kind of sucks, but it's fine. So now we Aerial Ace, and it's gonna... Yep. It's gonna go for Venoshock, but we should be fine. Oh! We were so fine with after the attack drop and everything. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh no. Come on. Oh, that sucks. Staravia's so good. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. I should have switched there. I should have checked. I knew that we were poisoned and we weren't supposed to be in the line. The line got messed up, and I just kept going. That's a frustrated at yourself kind of deal. I think we just bring Mary back out to deal some damage and then switch whoever in to finish it off. Oh, that sucks. Okay, this... And we've got to be careful now about the Whirlipede. Yeah, because it's going to go for Soak. And then we go for Feint Attack. And then it goes for Toxic. And then Haru comes into the Toxic, and then we're fine. Alright. Of course, it's doing every... Okay. We've gotten very unlucky. I think it might go... Does it go for Baneful Bunker? No. Okay. There wasn't really a way to play around that, so... Alright. Now it should be the Frillish coming out. Whirlipede comes out. I guess, yeah, it doesn't see... Does Whirlipede see a kill? Shouldn't. Rocky Helmet. Okay, so we're at 34. Let's be extra careful now. Most damaging move that it sees should be Poison Tail. It could see that it could go for Rollout, but if it goes for Rollout, it's stupid because we Flame Wheel two-shot it, and it's not going to get its speed boost off. It should go for Poison Tail and try and poison us, but if it goes for Rollout, we win, and even if it goes for Poison Tail Poison, we win, because actually having Haru out against the Whirlipede makes this super easy. Yep, Rocky Helmet, that's not going to change the rolls. Okay, one Rollout, even crit, yep. And now we outspeed. Even after the speed boost, we outspeed. And it doesn't have Protect to just keep gaining an extra speed boost. There we go. And now the Frillish. Okay. Well, easy finale, but... Now we literally just switch to Groddle, and Groddle can't be killed by this thing. Oh, that sucks. I should have been able to play around that turbo easily. That's a fully... It's an unforced mistake. Cool. Crit. Honestly, that does help a little bit, but still. No crits. Crits are bad. Well... Yeah, losing Staravia sucks. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. I was playing too quickly. Alright. Taking so long, and these Sims are held up by a mere child. Team Aqua, and we love the sea. Hi, Archie. How are you doing? All life depends on the sea. Yeah. You love the ocean. Just like, go get a beach house. Be happy there. Not everybody wants a beach house, Archie. Got the Devon parts. Okay. No time to lose. Alright. Mr. Stone, yeah. Alright, you're healing everybody up. Thank you for that, but we've actually got to put somebody in the death box. playing really well. For the most part, yeah. Honestly, making it to this point deathless is definitely good. The goal is to make it past Brawly with only one death, and Staravia would have been like the best mon for all of the upcoming fighting types. This is going to make our next gym battle, like, this is going to very easily snowball. I think Staravia is the best encounter for Brawly, and now we don't. And all of like the second and third best are also all of the other birds on that same route where we got the Staravia. We're gonna have to really rely on like Hetena, because between Hetena and our other fighting type, what is it? Meta type, we do have good counters, but the gym is made so that like you can't just steamroll the gym with just psychic types. So then you also need flying types. But if you have like a combo like good flying type and good psychic types, you can pretty easily steamroll Brawly. But missing one of those key elements makes the whole gym much harder. So I just have to not let this spiral. Okay, first and foremost, we have our very first death. We're all healed up. Oop. Box 14, and we're going to rename the box. We haven't had to do this yet. I was kind of hoping to put this off. It's the dead box now. Well and truly. I will say, I think our other encounters are good enough that we can be fine yet, but still. Alright. Let's take a second. We've got a new... let's see. Route 109. What do we get from 109? We got Tortuga. We just lost our Staravia. That sucks. Yep. Alright. We've got that. Other than that down, we're fine. Okay, we're still fine. We're still fine. We're gonna go grab... What's our level cap now? 21. We're gonna grab our Slateport encounter. Probably our 110 encounter, too. We'll do the 110 fight just to get... What can we get on 110? Here. Let's bring that up. Let's look at what we can actually get now. Alright. Nope, that's not the right... No. Nope, actually... Wrong Excel sheet. There we go. Alright. So we've got... We can get a Slateport mon. And then really a Route 110 mon would be nice. I think there's no reason not to go for one of the, like, Shinx, Mareep. Shinx, as long as it's got Intimidate, is good. Mareep is fine. Dynamo can be good. Yamper, I think Yamper's probably actually pretty good. And Electrike, we can Mega Evolve really late in the game, which could be cool. We do have to do that one terrible fight, but I think that's worth it. Here, yeah. Alright, let's take a look at that fight. Our level cap is 21. This is a barrel. How does Grottle do at 21? Much better. Let's see, what is this? Wart, normal water? Does Meditite get a better move at 21? Here, you know what? We should take a look at I'm gonna take a look at all our move sets. See what we wanna learn sets and evolutions. So we've got Control F, Groddle. What does Groddle get? Groddle at 21 gets Roar, which is good, but not something I'm overly hyped about. We've got Meditite, who gets Force Palm. That might be a difference maker. Force Palm is 60 base power. Yep. Meditite might be able to one-shot. That kind of sucks. What else can do damage to this thing? Let's see. It's a water type. We don't really have any electric types. We don't really have any fighting types. Alright. Yeah, nothing. Does Horsey become a Seedra at level 21? Is that one of the early evolutions? I don't think so. I think it's next evolution. You know what? I think I'm pretty tired at this point. I don't think I have the brain power to go through this full fight and do it correctly. I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to go through this next time. Yeah. I'll go through it next time because we're not getting to Brawley tonight. I was kind of had like a far off hope of like maybe we get to Brawley. No, that's not happening. I'm gonna call it here. Thanks very much for hanging out. It's always appreciated. I know. It was good. I think even though we made one big stupid mistake at the end, I think again, it was unforced on my part. I think we did overall really well today. We made it through the whole beach without losing any Pokemon, and although we probably lost the worst Pokemon to lose out of all of our Pokemon, besides maybe like Groddle, I think the run's still nowhere close to dead, right? So, yeah, we'll call it there. Thanks for... we'll just save real quick. I can bull... Why? There we go. Alright, we'll figure this out. Save right here. There we go. Perfect. Stop the timer. 5:35. Perfect timing. Alright. Well, thanks again, once again, for hanging out. I appreciate all the help and support, and I will catch you all next time. I think I should be able to do it tomorrow night, but it might be kind of later. So, that's the plan. Hope to see you then. Yeah, thank you for watching. It's always appreciated. And I will catch y'all next time. Bye!